What's up, guys? Luke here with my friend Noah from
What up,
Levinebro Gaming. You should subscribe to his YouTube channel too, because we have another collab video on there. But today we're talking, can video game movies be good?
Can they? I don't know.
Let's get right into it.
5, 6, and...
Dickerson Family Content. It's a name that we totally made up.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So, yeah, let's talk about video game movies. What do you think about them?
The ones that I've seen not so good, but the Sonic movie, I gotta tell you, ever since I was a little whippersnapper Noah, I've always looked up to it, you know?
Yeah.
And, the movie was not short of a masterpiece, so...
Really, I have mixed feelings about the Sonic movie because I feel, although it was fairly generic in its plot, but, like, it was, fairly good. It was, like, just somewhat generic but well-made movie. But I think my issue with it is it didn't feel like a Sonic movie. It just kind of felt like a generic family kids road trip movie.
Yeah, I
what
got
I'm
that,
getting
yeah.
at here. And, yeah, but let's talk about, why do you think some other video game movies, or pretty much all other video game movies, fail so hard?
So sometimes they do try to get too close to the game story, which could work, but what I've seen so far, I just don't like it. It doesn't tie in well with a movie setting, especially live action. Like you saw,
Well, games just aren't story-based.
No,
they're gameplay-based.
Yeah, you're supposed to play them,
gameplay does not translate.
Yeah, you
into
interact
film.
with them, not,
And I think where it fits, I think the one place it fits is the atmosphere of the game. And I think what you gotta do is, I think it's okay to have, like, a different story, because you just need a different story and maybe, like, kind of different characterizations to carry a movie. But I think if you kind of have the same atmosphere, it's fine, which I think a lot of movies get wrong when they think, like, oh, we gotta have a different story to make it work as a movie, but then they go too far from the atmosphere. Like the Mario.
Like Mario. That's what I was gonna say.
Like, you need to have a different plot in the games, but
they literally need jumping boots to jump.
But you could have had a different atmosphere to it where it felt like Mario's.
Like two parallel worlds. I mean, that's a little.
Yeah, it's just shaky. It just doesn't work.
I mean,
what do you think? Do you think we could see more video game movies in the future? Because you see, what's happening is the Sonic movie was very successful, which is uncommon.
And what they did right, as you already said, is they implanted a lot of the parts from the movie, as well as made their own plot, which I thought was, it's a good way to make a story about a video game.
Yeah.
And I think that's what new people are starting to learn, and I think they're going to continue that. And especially with, RPG games, there's kind of already a story in there.
Yeah,
Do you want to get into RPG games on that?
I have not played many RPGs. I'm not really a big fan of, like, games where you really have to sink your time into. I really only play a select few of those type of games. I'm not into games with, like, all these, like, super complex systems. It's just not my thing.
And I think a lot of it goes into the story. So I think that RPGs are already a movie in themselves. So there was already a Dragon Quest, I think it was a Netflix original, and I've got to say it wasn't excellent, as well as the Pokemon movie they made as a Netflix original. They kind of used the same system for that, and it's just, it didn't work very well, because they already have a story, and it kind of just felt like it was rubbing off again, and almost felt worse, because...
Have you viewed the... I have not viewed the two Netflix series that I'm about to talk about, but have you seen The Witcher and Castlevania? Because these are both video game-based TV series that I've heard good things about. And I think TV series based off of video games, I think that kind of makes sense just because of the episodic nature of gameplay. Like, even an open world thing, even like in very open, non-linear games like Breath of the Wild or Skyrim, you're still, like, going from specific thing to specific thing. So, What type of video game movies do you think could work?
I think a video game movie that could work is a game that you don't actually see much story in because you want to learn what's more about it. But the downside of that is you don't have much to work with. But then again, you have your whole imagination to work with.
What game do you mean specifically?
I mean, Splatoon would be very interesting, I guess.
Yes,
But
Splatoon.
yeah, but
That would be an odd movie,
I
and
feel
you'd have
like,
to
yeah.
kind of explain how did they become squid
and
children.
I think that's where it goes into. There's a lot of questions that
Yeah.
the player has, and a movie would answer it, and then people would actually want to view it more than a movie that's just about Pokemon again, because there's already a series, tons of movies. Who wants to watch a Netflix original?
I would personally love to see a Zelda movie,
Yes.
but I think the issue with that is I think they would really have to play up the more original components.
And with the timeline as well.
I think they'd really have to play up the time travel and just how the game captures atmosphere, because plot-wise, they're pretty archetypal fantasy plots, but I think the atmosphere is very special to it, very specific to it.
And I feel like time travel is a very
That's
tricky
a very
subject.
but it's a very unique plot
Yes,
point
yes.
for a fantasy film.
Yes.
So I think that could work. I think seeing these, I think you don't see it a lot in the games, but I think huge epic battles would fit perfectly with the type of story. So that would be cool to see.
Yeah,
on
I feel like
screen.
that's an anime kind of thing. Because, battle,
No, I just mean
I know what
Lord
you
of
mean.
the Rings
Yeah,
type,
I gotcha.
Helm's Deep type stuff.
Yeah.
That would be cool to see.
I just feel like they shouldn't just implant that, how a lot of movies are just battle.
Well, I think war type battle scene would work well within the context of a Zelda film.
Yeah. Hyrule Warriors, there's a war going on between the Cynthia and all that, but yeah.
What do you think? So, two video game movies that apparently are definitely being made and have been supposed to have been being made for years, Minecraft and Five Nights at Freddy's. What do you think they'll do with those two games?
Well, I'm gonna go off first on the whole FNAF thing, and this comes a lot from game theory as well. They have a very extensive plot, and I think the movie would be very good. But also, as well, I just hope they don't do the first series of FNAF, just FNAF 1. Because I think we have a lot of questions, and they're not answered, obviously,
yeah, I
for a
can
fact.
easily see that happening, where they just kind of streamline it into a very basic, slasher horror movie.
Yeah, which is not the way to go for this, because, we want answers, and hopefully this gives us the answers.
Yeah, I don't understand the mythology at all. I just hear this stuff like Purple Man, Bite of 87, and I just don't understand any of this stuff. I only played the first game in, 3rd grade, and I thought it was boring, but, yeah.
And then onto Minecraft as well.
Minecraft.
Yeah, I think it would be a very good...
Minecraft.
Yes, Minecraft. I think it would be very interesting to learn why this guy is just left as his own kind, or where this guy originated from. Why doesn't he have any, previous structures? Because he looks all grown, Steve.
I think what I was thinking might work for it is, what if it's sort of a post-apocalyptic setting, but not in the traditional
not the flames,
not in the
all
traditional way. What if it's humanity has gone nearly extinct and the world is all naturey now, and then
so basically
humans
a whole
start
relapse.
to come back. Yeah, and they have to rebuild their it's basically Mesopotamians starting up society and civilization for the first time. But
wait, I have a good theory.
Again,
I have a theory now.
What's your theory?
How are they going to populate more? The regular crafter man. There are villagers. What's going on there between the villagers and Steve, eh?
Anyway, but yeah, that'll be a real.
Fine.
But I think. Do you know what they have to do? I don't care. I don't care if the plot's awful, the acting's awful, the directing's awful, the effects are awful. If everything else is awful, I will still be happy if they have the original composer do the score. It's C418, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
the
'cause
creeper
music-
one or whatever. Yeah.
No, C418 who does the music in the game,
Yeah, I
dun,
gotcha.
dun, 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 da, da, da. I just think his music for the game is just so beautiful. It fits the music so well, and people who grew up with Minecraft they will recognize that music when they hear it, and it will have a very powerful nostalgic effect.
Another Sonic,
and I think that could be used to, like, almost a poetic extent,
and even
I think.
even on the Sonic movie, reflecting on that,
Yeah, they
again,
have, like,
they had the Green Hill Zone, but remixed, and it was
yeah,
slower.
it was like a nice little
and,
piano
like, you
song.
know, the fanboy
And,
I
like,
am, I, like, screamed in the theater.
And
so
I think
really
how that worked was, what I really liked about that is, it was like the end of the movie where they're all home and they're all happy, and I think playing that song kind of reminds the older Sonic fans of, like, them just being happy, being at home,
having no
playing
worries
Sonic.
at all, you know.
Yeah, and I think it's poetic.
Yeah, they're vibing without the corona.
Yep.
You know.
Yep.
Yeah. It's all right, man. It's all right.
So,
Deep breaths. Deep breaths.
Anyway. Oh, what more should we talk about?
I think I know what to talk about. Are you ready?
Yeah. Make sure to do a transition.
Oh wait, do you? Hollow Knight movie.
Hollow Knight movie.
Yes.
That just came out of nowhere.
Yeah, it did.
It's. Do you think that has any plausibility of getting made, considering that
Absolutely not.
it would be very expensive to make because of the world of the game, and
Yes.
the game itself is an independent game. It's about $15, I think. So,
It's gonna be very heavily based on CGI if it was made. And
which
they're
would
actually,
be expensive.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. I don't think it's gonna be made because it's a small indie business. I mean, it's growing, but I mean, I think they're gonna try to just keep it into the games. And it's kind of mysterious, the games, but I think that's what they meant it to be. They don't want to elaborate. They want you to think about it. Whereas in FNAF, Five Nights at Freddy's, they already have elaborated a lot, and to the point where we do want to know what's going on. I mean, of course you want to know, but like, it's kind of to the point where we are going to know. We know we are eventually going to know.
We know.
So it leaves
I
less
stopped
creativity.
following that. You're like, we know. We're eventually going to know.
Here's
We
the-
know.
Here's what I
know.
meant. Here's the summary here.
That's why they call you Noah.
Thanks. I've got a lovely arc. You just haven't seen it yet. I don't know where that came from. But basically, what the thing is, in Hollow Knight, they're not trying to show you the exact plot. They're trying to make you learn, trying to make you think, so then you're more invested in the story. And then FNAF, what I think they're trying to do is give specific facts about what's going on, while also letting you think for now that you know what's going on, and then they're going to just splat something at you that you think isn't even going on.
Such a gross word. Splat.
When you said pounded in my video, so who's laughing?
Anyway, how do you feel? Let's get into something else.
Alrighty.
Let's talk about movie video games.
I thought we...
No, not
Oh,
video
movies
game
going
movies.
into video games.
Movie
Gotcha.
video games, like,
Okay.
you know,
I mean, like,
there-
Spider-Man's been one.
Superman 64.
Don't talk about that. That is a
The
disgrace.
best game ever made.
I don't want to record anymore.
Yeah, I think I have played a couple good movie tie-in games. Generally, they're Lego. They're Lego games, Star Wars games, and sometimes both. Those are the only good movie tie-in games.
Yeah. Oh, so you know how, like, Lego Dimensions, how they brought in, like, other franchises that
That
weren't
was
games?
cool. It was kind of like the Lego Batman movie of video games.
And I thought it brought in a lot of movies that weren't originally games, or were in games, but they weren't the main feature of it, like a Super Smash Bros-esque thing.
Some of that stuff I didn't even know was Legos. I was like, wait,
Yeah.
when did they have Lego Wizard of Oz? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
And some of them were,
dude.
like, newly implanted, I think.
Yeah,
And I
that
think-
was a cool game, I think.
And I think they're going to elaborate that in some other form.
Definitely.
You know what I would love? Like some Skylander. Just, I don't know. I mean, Lego's Dimensions is Skylanders, but I want to see Skylander. I don't want them Lego. I want them
Skylanders movie. They should make a Sky.
They
There's
have-
actually a TV.
They have
It's a
made
TV show.
TV show, and I think
Yeah, I watched a bit of it. I didn't think it was particularly
No.
good. But yeah, Skylanders, man. Great game.
yeah, fun times.
I'd say we've stretched out this rubber band of a concept as far as we can without it snapping. So,
No, I can make it snap some more. Like I cannot make it snap yet. Just, get some scissors. We can
I
make
think
it
we're
snap.
good.
No, this isn't a metaphor anymore. This is a real rubber band. I'm holding a rubber band right now. You just don't see it. Like, it's here. It's here. Oh, yeah.
Probably gonna cut this out. 'cause
You should.
It's weird. Okay,
You
anyway.
should cut it out.
Bye. Wait.
No, I have something to say.
Oh, okay.
I don't have anything to say.
Make sure to like and subscribe this. Make sure to like and subscribe, and also subscribe to Levinebro Gaming to see our other collab video and all of Noah's amazing gaming videos.
I do a lot of compilation videos on funny moments, and I'm starting to do this thing where I review games and I talk about them more. I'm not so much of a movie guy, that's why you really didn't hear much from me. But if you go on my channel, you'll definitely hear more about my thoughts, what's going on in this this weird head, and
it's a weird head. That head right there.
Yeah.
It's a weird
And
head.
this rubber band doesn't snap.
All right. See you later, alligators.